Good morning, good afternoon, good evening. This is Professor Sistrunk, and I'm reaching out to the students. Today, I will be talking to the CIS 118 and also the CNS/CIS 228 students. You are considered my Linux students. And what I want to do is talk to you about what the priority is and what I need from you. Now, I know that some of you may still be on the fringe of what I need as a professor. So I want to talk to you about what's important and what you need to get to me. Some of you will be using Netacad, and some of you will be using Red Hat. But I want to show you what I need to receive from you so you can be able to better fulfill your obligations of completing your tasks to be successful. So let's move forward. So I'm going to start off with the Linux operating system students. That would be the CIS 118. I believe that both of the student bodies need to watch this because this will be helpful to both of you, because if you go into the other Linux classes, you will see and know what to expect. In the CIS 118, I'm going to approach this from the student's view so you can pretty much see what I see, so you'll know what to give me. Now, in the student's view, it looked pretty much the same. You should have acknowledged these commands because these commands will be the commands you should come out of this class with. You know that you have a discussion question that you will have to do every week. There will always be a discussion question for you. And hopefully you guys were all able to do this discussion question. The discussion questions are non-negotiable. If you do not do them or do them the right way, you get the grade that you get. I mean, that's just the way it is. So just make sure you complete the discussion questions accordingly. And please read the information here and read the information on your syllabus. Also, you have to upload some assignments. Now, I am going to go in here and make sure that you know how to upload the assignments. I'm actually going to show you how to do it. But for the most part, your assignments should be open and you should be able to take care of that. And of course, you had pretty much a syllabus quiz to do to see that you read the syllabus. For those of you who didn't do the syllabus quiz, you won't get the points, but it's important. If you really want to gather some points, you need to go read your syllabus quiz. Some people skip right by it. Now, the rest of this is just grades, etc., etc. If I click on grades, you will see what I'm grading you on. So if it's anything you don't know, go to your grades section and see if you completed that task. If you haven't looked at your grade section, that pretty much tell you where you stand. You should be able to look at your grade section and say, did I complete that task? And go back and check. Okay, so now I'm going to jump over into the portal of where I should be. Now, you see you got your syllabus here. People, make sure you follow your syllabus. It's important. The grade section in your syllabus will tell you exactly when things are due and what needs to be in. But also, you can go here to Netacad. Now, this is my CIS 118 students. They can teleport themselves into Netacad. So once they click that link, they will go over into Netacad, and this will be their class right here. In here, you know that you have a multitude of things to do. You have chapter readings. That's your book. Read your book. You have chapter exams. Make sure you take your exams. Now, if you cannot take an exam, make sure you contact me so I can make sure that you can get in there and do your exams. Don't wait till the last minute. Get on top of that. All the way in chapter 5 is when you first produce your first lab. So I'm going to start with chapter 5 and I'm going to click on Lab 05. Now that will teleport me into the lab. Now, like I said before, there are a whole host of things here that you have to do that will teach you Linux. Now, of course, if you're reading a book, you're doing your exams, and then you do your labs, you will know Linux. There's no way around it, okay? So as you can see, the computer is set up. All you have to do is type your commands in here. I showed you this last time. There is the command prompt right there. The first command is this. So I'm going to type in ls, and there you go. Now you see it. Now, one of the things that may throw a few of you is, how do the professor get this? Like I said in an earlier class, you just then go click on print screen or snippet. I use snippet. You can see it right here. Snipping tool. And all you have to do is say new. Save that by copying this screen so I can see it. So as you proceed to type on the screen, you want to make sure I get copies of this. Then you can then just save this to your desktop. And my suggestion is just save it by the number of times you have to copy it, because I need you to put this in a Word document. Now, a student asked me a couple of days ago, well, Professor, how do I do that? So you save it. You can call this screen 1. I told the student, make sure on his desktop that he has a folder with all his Linux work, and he can save it on there. So it's easy to create a folder on your desktop and call it Linux. And I'm going to type this real fast, so bear with me. And if that's a mistake, don't worry about it. I'm just moving fast. And then you can open that folder and save this in here. Now, I just called it 1 for example. And now it's saved in there. So you can close that. Now, the important thing is this. You want to open a Word document so you can save all this information in a Word document so you can upload it. And of course, it was really simple. So if I come down here and open up Microsoft Word, you will see where I saved something in that document. And then I can come in here and save something else. So I can go below this here. So now, as you can see, I have something in here saved that I showed a student this morning. But I'm going to come put that other file in here too. So I'm going to come over here and double click on the screen. And I'm going to go to Images, Pictures. And then I'm going to go get that particular document out of my folder that I saved it in. This is really simple stuff. You know how to copy and paste and all that. So if I go to there, I see that right there, and then I just say insert, and there it is. So that's all you have to do. Now, at the end of you completing this entire task right here, all you have to do as a student is just come back over to D2L portal, which is this right here, go to assignments, click on the assignment, and then upload that file, add that file here off of your computer. Simple as that, people. Just as simple as that. But you're going to give me an array of steps that you went to get me that information. And that will cover the assignments part per week. So it's really simple and easy to do. As you're reading through your chapter, you make sure that you know how to do some of these things, because you have a Linux portal right here to do all your work in. All you have to do is follow the examples, and then you will have completed the test. Simple as that, people. Okay, we're back. Now we will deal with the individuals who are in CNS/CIS 228 Linux administration. Like I said, I wanted both of you to see the different versions of Linux that we are using. Remember, the first two courses, which is CIS 118, CIS 218, those deal with the Cisco versions of Linux. And now we're dealing with the administrator in the network versions when we deal with CNS/CIS 228, CNS/CIS 238. Them are the higher versions of Linux. And you want to make sure you get all these versions of Linux because we teach you from a business point of view all the way up into the what we call networking part of it. So you start out as the basic Linux to going into the business and then the networking. It's all good. It's all good stuff. So here you do the same thing that we just walked through. You check your course content first. Of course, you got Red Hat Linux link here. You also want to do your discussion questions. Remember, you got a discussion question. Every week you will have one. It's important that you do your discussion questions. And then you want to focus on your assignments. And yes, you have assignments to do. In this particular chapter, you have 3 chapters to go through, and then you'll be doing those assignments work. And I'm going to show you that as we walk into the Linux. And then, of course, you got your grades and all that. You can see I'm in here under the student's view. Now, I'm going to say the same thing to you guys. In this class, make sure you check and see what you have to produce for your grades. To get your grades, to get your grades. You want to make sure that you do this work. You should be uploading labs the same way the first class is uploading labs. It's important. But like I said, if you look at the grades and you see something that in the grade you did not do, you know to go back and do it. Now, to get your labs up, which is the concern of most students, is how do I get my labs up? You're going to come here. And once you click on this link, you will go to this portal too, right here. Now, some students have some issues with this, but make sure when you come to this screen here, I sent you a link out. And when you receive that link, you will come here. Now, if you notice, this is rha.ole.redhat.com. So you want to make sure that's the link you receive. And if you're having any problems, you need to reach out to me. That's when I'm here. Most of you are in there. You're doing your job. You're great. Now, when you come to this screen here, you'll see your course that you're in. And all you have to do is come over here and click the launch button. Now, when you launched in here, you have a table of content. Pay attention to your table of content because it tells you everything that you will have to do. And yes, you will have to read through all this material, so don't skip anything. Before I go into the course, I want to point out that you have a lab environment built in here for you. And you'll run into this situation where it says create. Once you click create, your labs will start building up. Now, I'm going to come back to that because that's something that will build up. I'm going to go into course. Now, once I click on course, of course, I should read everything and then click next. Do not skip back because you guys will be working from the point of view of administrators. And then the next class will be network administrators. So you want to know this here. You will have a workstation that you're working on. You'll be going into server B and server A. And then you have a student network right here that will go into the bash distributor for this network and on and on. So you want to know how things are working here. Yes, you will come down here and start reading. Now, a student asked me, can I do some of this? This is mainly your book. We want you to read through it. As you flip through the pages, this is information where you take your notes and you read through the material. It's important that you know this. So a lot of this you won't be able to actually do because you're reading and learning. So now you see these particular quizzes. Yes, take the quiz. But let me say this. Over here, you have a quiz up here that's mainly must be done. This quiz, if it's not done, you're going to see a 0 in your grade. And you're going to say, well, Professor, I did the quizzes in the book. Why am I not getting credit for the quiz? Because you didn't do this quiz. This is a combination of all 3 chapters put together. Same type of questions. You get multiple chances to take it. So make sure you take your quizzes and you'll have one pretty much almost for the duration of the 8 weeks. So just look for that. But it's on your syllabus, people. Read the syllabus. Now, okay, these are the practices for you for that particular quiz. Now you go here, you got your summary. We move to the next chapter. In this particular chapter, you're going to do the same thing. You're going to read this material. But I'm going to jump ahead because you're going to see stuff in here like this. In order for you to understand the workstation, you have to read the material, people, because you won't know exactly what you're doing in here. Now, if I come back to the table of contents, I'm going to go into a lab. Here is your first lab right here. 2.7 is the lab. Now, when you come in here to the lab, one of the things I tell people, now you go to the lab environment. And in the lab environment, you can see that all my labs are up and running. So I'm going to click on the workstation because I'm about to do a lab. I'm going to sign in as a student because I know that that is the password to get in. And voila, I am in. Okay. When you get in here, you click on activities and this will show you your portal, your Linux portal. Now, what I try to teach students is this. If you read through the lab, you would have saw that. You see how I just jumped to the lab? But if I go back, I would have saw all of that material in here. So I'm going to go back to 2. And as I proceed down, it will take me to the point where it will show me all that particular material. See, you see all this? All this is in here and it shows you how to use it. So when I have a student saying, oh, Professor, I don't know what to do, did you read the chapter before you tried to do the lab? Yeah, Professor, I did. But anyway, moving on. So that's what you're going to do. And yes, you're going to have a lot of information in here. This is a guided example of exercises, just so you'll know how to do things. But what you will give me, I'm going back to the lab, what you will give me in this lab is the things that the lab wants you to do. Now, yes, if you don't know something, you can click on this and it'll show you this here, how it should be done. But students, you first have to open that lab up. And as you can see, it says lab CLI-review start. So I have to go open that lab up. And the best way to open that lab up is to simply come over here. You see the lab. I'm going to click on the terminal. And once I click on the terminal, now I have to open that lab up, meaning start the lab. So I come right here and I start typing in the information LAB space CLI-REVIEW START, which is start. And now it's saying that the lab is ready to go. So this is what you're going to give me as you proceed on. Every one of these commands that you do, you will put the command in there and then you'll give me a copy of that command. So if I put the first command in, which is date, let's do that right, date, it shows me, okay? And you can match it up to what's already in here. You see date and you proceed on. Now, once you complete that, you have to give me a copy of all these commands. How do you do that? Right here. You're going to save it on a document and upload it. Where would you upload it? You're going to upload this file inside of your portal in assignments. you're going to go here and you're going to upload your files. So if I don't have that, you're going to see me put a 0 in because I don't have that. And you're going to say, well, Professor, I did the work. Yes, but I need to see your progress. I need to see your work. Okay, I hope that this was helpful to you. Now, after this, you're going to start seeing me lecture on the different chapters. I wanted to give you a head start so you guys can begin to read the information so you can begin to understand each lecture.